Hello, welcome back to Neophyte Chronicles Greater Shores. We're back with our party, and last we left off, we were proselytizing the virtues of Marxist theory at the premier shipping hub for the frontier of the Alarian Empire. I'm sure that won't have any far-reaching ramifications. Last episode, well, when we picked up last episode, Juniper was having back spasms. That didn't go great. And then it got worse, and then it got better, and then a child died, and then it got pretty good at the end there.
See, a child died and got good.
Yeah, no, there's
They were killed. They stopped.
Ralph, you're the professor. You should know the difference between correlation and causation.
But I don't.
It's a very John vibe. No, man, I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there. Yeah. So, with a really clutch nat 20 at the end from Juniper, you all turned a raw deal to a mutually beneficial one, which is about as good as it can be in this situation. So our party is getting paid to move some goods along potentially dangerous or odd roads towards the Socardian College. You have all negotiated for not only payment for this service, rather than just the avoidance of a sentencing, be it prison or execution or otherwise. Which that would have been fun to run, but you can rob me of that. That's fine. I'll get you back.
I do love
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yes-anding.
And aside from getting paid, Juniper negotiated a sort of kiosk here in the Caustic Cauldron for venereal cream for the many sailors coming through, which honestly, that sounds like a good business venture.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're nailing it. So that's what we got happening. And specifically, if we go around the table, Oberon and Kels, you're both. Oh, it's nice that you're together.
Yeah, right.
You both slept through kind of the last encounter there. You got a good night's sleep.
Not probably sleeping.
I would say at the point of the encounter, it's things have cooled off.
Oh yeah,
Things have cooled off. Round two, that's up to you. But at the time, so you get as much sleep as you want. We'll say you're pretty well rested here. Kels, you're not one to avoid the entire last encounter. Means that you're the first one to rise and gets a full night's sleep. You do, however, need to be caught up with everything. Everyone else, you're just getting to bed. After having a really intense discussion downstairs with Cogston. We can pick up kind of on the next morning, if that's okay. Does anybody, you're pretty shot, does anybody have any extra business? Anything you want to say, oh, I did this, I did that, can I do this, can I do that?
Well, we discussed the bow.
Yeah,
so
and we'll do shop. We do talk when the cameras are off. So yeah, no, the last thing you all were agreed to, and thank you, was that you guys can give yourselves sort of the basic equipment, right? That the town will sort of give you your basic armaments and basic equipment outside of what you were able to salvage on the beach just yesterday.
It's been a day.
We're technically ending day 2, waking up the morning of day 3.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Combat really things slow down. So that's why we should absolutely get right back to it. So you'll wake up the next morning. Kels, you're absolutely the first one to rise, and Oberon, a moment of honesty. Are you sleeping in? Or are you up at the crack of dawn? How good of sleep did you get?
I got real good sleep.
Yeah.
Real good sleep.
Cool. Well, you can kind of pop in wherever, but Kels, how do you wake up first thing in the morning?
I don't know anything that happened.
No. Last you saw, from Kels' perspective, Juniper died down by the shipping storage area. Your party all kind of took off, and you're like, oh, they're dead. You just kind of curled up on your bed and went to sleep. And you wake up the next morning, sun is shining through the window. It kind of passes over your face. You wake up, your face is a little warm. And you wake up and stretch, you look around, and everyone, including Juniper, everyone except Oberon, including Juniper, is sleeping around you peacefully.
I whisper under my breath, "Oh my god, he returned." That does not refer to Juniper.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go, "Thank you." I knew you'd come back for me.
Yeah. Do you take a quiet moment with your deity, or is it just kind of a passing acknowledgement?
I look out the window and I go, "I knew you'd come back. Now what do I do? Please."
Do you want to roll a religion check to see if you get some sort of sign? And with that, you can roll. I have a DC in mind, but what have your sort of interactions in your own time been with your deity since being shipwrecked?
There have been none.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's still out there.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure that he has not abandoned me.
Yeah.
Haven't heard from him in
And remind me
a long time.
before I flip through here, what did we ever name, or is it an unnamed deity that you worship here?
He is the vagabond god.
The vagabond god, right? So there's no proper name that exists.
Some
and
call
that's
him
your
Rat.
Some call him Rat. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Right.
Or
There's the
second.
through line there, but the vagabond god is what we're locking. Yeah. So if you haven't really been communing since you were shipwrecked, when was your last contact or connection or messaging? Because I know contact was deep behind in Rat's personal history. It's been a while. When's your last attempted contact?
Well, he gets busy.
Mhm.
Kels hasn't been keeping track of how old she is
Yeah.
or how many years have gone by. She does remember being a lot shorter the last time there was any contact or guidance or love shown.
Yeah. But you reach out, and you're still, spreading the message.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you wound up here, and you wound up in the seat of a lot of hospitality, it would seem, right? You've been fed. You have companions to travel with.
Should I roll religion?
Yeah, roll religion check.
I have a -1 on religion, so that's really good.
And you're
Typically.
you're a cleric. Wow.
This is proof that they're just making up as they go along.
8.
An 8. Is that a 9 on the die then? Okay, gotcha. So with an 8, Jesus. These are the rolls I've been looking for, people.
I'm so good at religion.
Yeah. So,
God.
as you wake up, you say your praise, and there's just something in the way that the light comes through the window, this little beam of light lying and landing in a patch on your worn little kitty face. You're just, the vagabond god is looking out for you. That you've been floating through various places. You've had to keep moving for various reasons. But just in the way that the light hits your face, there's no doubt in your mind that your God is with you on this morning, right? You are in the right place. You're warm. You're happy. You're the first one to rise. Your friend traveling companion, who you thought was dead, alive. who could do that other than a deity?
Exactly.
The
There's no
divine
reason to
presence is
panic.
with
Everyone
you
calm
this
down.
morning. So you feel invigorated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing is wrong.
Is this like you're saying this out loud at the middle of the room, or is it just kind of like an internal?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope you all have a
Yeah, no, everyone wakes up. Kels is like cheering, visibly excited. And any of
As
you,
usual.
yeah. Yev, Cal, Juniper, and John, like you all can take over from here if you want to narrate your morning or make your way downstairs. But yeah, you're awoken to an exciting Kels who only I would say not even semi regards your presence. Just vibing, just having a great time, great morning. You're all exhausted. You've got so little sleep. Everybody can take a long rest. But I mean, you guys just feel like absolute shit. The bed didn't do much to help your back.
Oh no.
Yeah. No. Your condition is healed, but it's still a little stiff. Still a little stiff.
I was ready to say it did.
Yeah, no,
That was the old spa.
yeah.
Tissue massage.
No, it's not quality or anything. So
At your age, you're lucky to be alive. You're very resilient.
But you all can make your way downstairs, and I mean we can sort of glide through this, right? You got everyone paid last night. You're going to take a shipment this morning. Other folks, the sort of diminutive creature, Magnus, behind the bar, instead of slinging ale first thing in the morning, you see kind of these muddy looking, oh my god, my mind is going blank. Bloody Marys. I was gonna say a Molotov cocktail because I'm
This implies the existence of Mary.
yeah.
It all leads back to
So,
Catholicism again.
bloody vagabonds. Let's go. Just slinging them to a lot of the sailors and kind of some plates of gruel and eggs and potatoes and stuff. And if you guys just kind of grab without thinking about it, you can have a nice breakfast. It's not particularly tasty, but you can eat as much as you want, get you full. As you're all sort of assembled down there eating in the morning, are we just for context here, you all kind of grouped up? Are you spread out? Oberon, do you come down kind of in the morning? Are you gonna join everyone later?
I'm gonna come down just as everyone's in the middle of breakfast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you think well, hold on, let's see here. I would say that if you get up and you try to rouse Toots in any way, they just continue to sleep. There's nothing you can do to wake them up if you do, so you'd be heading down solo. So yeah, you're all down there, and what do you guys talk about over breakfast?
So yeah, what happened? I'm assuming something happened because
A
y'all.
miracle.
Okay, so I'm ignoring that.
John confessed to killing a child, and we got drunk. That's all I know.
I missed child murder and drinking.
Excuse me?
Okay.
That's all I know.
The child was murdered by gravity and hubris.
I wish it was murdered by me, but okay.
I believe that.
Children are probably just dying sometimes.
It was a big misunderstanding.
Yeah, child usually is.
Do you have any extra cream, by the way? I'm feeling a little heat in the loins. If you get what I'm saying.
I do. I saved one just for you. So
Oh,
I'm
thank
like,
you.
deep in my cloak. So I pull it out, hand it to you.
Thank you. I spread it all over myself.
At the
Just
table.
at the table.
I have no
I
shame.
avert my
I look away too.
Avert. I just keep eating.
This is the ultimate litmus test for this group.
It's private time. I mean,
And so yeah, no, as you all are eating, cooling down from the night before. Cogston comes down. She looks, just like a little bit disheveled. Most of the crew here, barring Magnus, run things in the evening. It doesn't look like it's particularly busy until later. You've got like a first kind of early morning rush, and then things are pretty clear until late in the evening. So Cogston comes down looking, sort of disheveled. She's still dressed a little more formally than anybody working here. But she doesn't look to be, super jazzed first thing in the morning. She takes food. She sits sort of in that back area where some of the captains would sit. Doesn't really acknowledge you guys. But after a few minutes of discussing, she comes over and like a heavy sign and gives you all the lowdown. So I discussed with a few of the shop owners down at the town. They were willing to give you basic armaments, basic potions that you might need for your trip. Call it the insurance task of you all escorting the goods. So if you go down there, I've given them descriptions. They should recognize you, and it'll be charged to my tab. You all will be paying me back for whatever you use or break.
No.
And when you return, you will return the armaments and equipment to my ownership.
You mentioned insurance. Can we take out life insurance against each other?
Against each other.
Yeah, just in case.
It's a funny way to say that.
A glimmer kind of like goes off in her eye. And she looks distant for a minute, remembering, kind of the past evening. Now, I feel pulled in two very distinctive directions. On the one hand, that seems, and we kind of discussed this yesterday, morally wrong.
Well, not
Which is
like
sort
to
of a
kill each other, but in
new-
case something happens.
In case something happens, I
So
mean,
that we
you
as
do
a
never.
family can benefit, can find some way to cover expenses. In case that body is lost, we have nothing to bury. We can find a way to
We
remember
are a
that.
family.
We are a family.
We're a family?
We're related.
We are a family.
Okay, we're a family.
She
We've met.
We've met.
holds out one finger
Pretty well.
and like hurriedly like shit like runs upstairs and like you hear some like noise like clattering down at the other end above you, and then stamping feet running back downstairs with like rolls of parchment, like rolling out documents and like furiously scrawling in ink across them. Goes around, gets everyone's name, and asks you all to sign some documents. Drafts up a quick life insurance policy on all of you, with each of
to
you
benefit her.
with each of you as the beneficiary is what she communicates. Now, if you want to investigate these documents
Oh
further,
yeah, I am reading them.
yeah, so if you want to roll, we'll call it investigation to give them a close
Perfect,
reading,
I have a
or
plus
just
3.
like yeah, because investigation is intelligence, right?
Well, I got a 3, so that'd be a 6.
A 6. So you guys are in a new place. You guys are in another land, and this seems to be a really firm confirmation. They kind of speak common. They might have a few kind of accenty quirks that you guys don't know. This is a completely foreign written language in front of you that at least Yev you can't parse. Now, if anybody else wants to roll, no one has like comprehend languages. But if anyone else wants to roll investigation, I'll give you a chance to see if you can read
I don't know.
what's written here. You don't know what there, that is.
Wow, that was a bad idea.
Look,
Okay.
feline illiteracy is a matter I'd like to speak to all of you about today.
I got a 1, so no.
And that one,
21.
21.
Not my forte.
Okay. Cool. So, with a 21, I'm actually gonna use his nat 1 to fuck you over.
Whoa!
So with a nat 1, Oberon's confidence really just shines through.
It wasn't a nat 1, it was a 2 with a...
It was a 2 to a -1. Okay, so I mean that's still pretty bad. I'm
Yeah.
still gonna use it to kind of fuck you over here.
Fair enough.
So yeah, no, with Oberon's sort of overzealousness, like you've been in show business, you came from
Hell
the
yeah.
Bay realms.
Hell yeah.
Contracts are your domain, right?
Sure.
Like, or at least the domain of your people,
Yeah,
right? You
yeah.
come from a land of absurd bargains and the
Yes.
trading of firstborns, and so you're like, I got this,
Oh, yeah.
and you just kind of like go and like make a big show of it, like spread the paper out, and you like fold it up like a newspaper, and you look close. You can't read this fucking language,
No.
but you've put on an air so far, and you just go, oh yes. Yes, yeah, you know, and you're just going line by line. And Juniper, if you want to look at this contract, you're doing it over Oberon's shoulder
Okay.
as he's kind of flipping through and kind of like trying to edge you out here. The language itself looks, with enough patience, you start to see some connections to kind of like the common written language. Doesn't look to be any sort of like evolution or like mutation of kind of a species or like a planar language. It seems to be like a heavily modified version of your common written language that you all share, but like almost unrecognizable in what's on the page, but in kind of its loose form. It would be like going back and having a middle schooler trying to like read a paper that's like in Old English. Like I kind of see the connection, and some of those words sound like words that I know, but like this is incoherent, right? So that's kind of the level that you're at. Plus you've got Oberon like edging you out. So
I speak aloud what I read.
yeah,
Whether or
yeah.
not I comprehend it or
No, so you see a couple things that say, like, you see the word beneficiary, and you say, like, pay to the
You can't
estate.
read, but you can
of-
listen. Just that's a spoken word. Can you still roll?
Nah, you're getting fragments. So you're all, you know, if you wanna do this, you know, Cogston's sitting back, so you know, sign right here is everything. Check out, and Oberon, yeah,
Why
no,
not?
your pride is on the line here.
I don't care. Like, sure, I'll sign fucking anything. I don't care.
Yeah, so I think pen goes right. Cogston kind of sees this. Pen goes to you first, Oberon, and you sign. Cool, and then
Yep.
the contract goes around the table if everybody would like to sign it.
I don't sign.
Don't
I
sign.
regret what I've done.
Do you sign?
I stare at it.
Mm-hmm.
I stare at it, and then I don't sign.
Don't sign. Kels, do you sign?
I don't know how to write either.
She
Just
goes,
get a paw
oh,
print."
that's
Yes.
fine, that's fine. And she holds out kind of like an inkwell, and she motions for you.
I take the inkwell.
It's like, you know, a fingerprint will suffice. Anything, you know. I just anything, whatever you feel, just kind of, you know, leave it in that, you know, kind of small area over there.
Okay, I take the document and I look at it and
Yeah.
I just kind of like shuffle it.
Can I like talk to my people and just be like, y'all, like,
She goes, oh, okay, and you, sir?
Wait a second. Did we ever tell her our names?
You know,
I told her mine, but I didn't tell her
yeah.
my last name.
I would say that here, kind of at this. No, she
just sign a random name. Will she know?
last night. Did she get your name?
She got my first name.
She got your first name. I don't think she. Yeah, she's much for it. This is kind of the first contract she's put in front of you. I'll say that if you want to give her like a false full name, you can totally do that. She'd recognize, you know, Yev.
Yeah.
And she would have an idea of what that looks like phonetically in her
Yeah.
version of common.
I don't use my full first name. I choose Ev, and
Yeah.
I just give her like a random last name.
What's the last name that you choose?
Jones.
Jones, yeah. And you all see this. You guys have bonded enough. I think you know each other's names, and you all make what you want of this. So kind of last moment here, what would everyone like to do with this contract? We have signed, signed under a fake name, not signed, not signed, not signed.
I pretend to sign because I'm embarrassed by the fact that I can't write.
Absolutely. Cool. So signed.
Can I keep it with me?
Do you ask this of Cogstein?
I'm asking you.
No. If you're asking me, there is a nearly impossible chance. I would need like nat 20s on disadvantage, like a 1 in 400 chance.
Do you have like a
for you to do this.
fax machine you could like send me that, like a copy of that?
You might be able to get her to replicate the document before you all leave, but there's no way she would part with this. No way, I'll say right now.
I would like a copy.
Okay, and are you signing it?
Maybe.
Yeah,
If it gives me a copy.
Yeah, I'll give you a copy.
There's no lawyers here. Like, what are they gonna do if we like break the contract?
And do you sign?
Request for a lawyer.
No.
That's where we went to school.
Well, when she kind of looks at you last, well, your party seems to, wouldn't you like them to receive some sort of compensation, some insurance if you died? You carry all the goods. You seem an absolute asset to this group. What would they do without you?
They will die.
I draw a picture.
He looks down. It's lovely.
I don't think any of them will survive to come back to town to collect the policy if I die. So there's no.
9 lives, bitches.
All right, blows on it, flaps out, lets the ink dry, and she says, "Well, I'll get you a copy, and feel free to make your way down to the shops. You'll want to be departing within the next few hours if you'd like to make it to the Sokardian College by nightfall. There will be a map with the cart of goods that's laid out for your party. The cart's pulled by." No one. And she kind of looks at you. We figured that you all can handle it. Anything else that you need? Speak to me before you leave, and I'll leave a transcribed copy, a duplicate of the contract on the cart for you all as well.
Do we still have food? Like an
Yeah,
tin?
no, your big crate, right, is sitting there by the entrance, like just inside the building. Yeah, and it's got like the kind of like rope harness on it, and nobody's tried to open it or tried to move it. I mean, it's a port city, right? Boxes get put down in places. It's a little weird to see it in here, but I would say everybody saw you sitting with it last night.
The party is new.
No
I
one
really
wants
don't feel like having a barrel is like the most controversial thing we've done.
No. And John, when John gets back, we'll clarify whether or not he signed the document. So with that, we can kind of go. We can go to our shopping montage. I've asked everyone to sort of brainstorm what equipment they would like, because this good deal is Juniper's doing. Actually, before the shopping, we do have one other piece of business. You and Cogstein have to discuss the sort of arrangement of your kiosk that's going to be in the Caustic Cauldron. So do you have any particularly strong feelings going into your, negotiations here?
Oh, for a lawyer?
We need lawyers in this universe.
Free healthcare for all the workers.
Of your kiosk? How would that work? It's kind of like a self-service type
Living
deal.
wages.
We'll have I'm trying to think.
Are there doctors here?
The young guy, the young little
Not
one.
in this town.
The doctor's the cream.
Actually, okay, I want the young little one who was playing the harp or whatever
Uh-huh.
he was playing, and then that security guard who had the flashlight.
Yeah.
They're gonna run
kill
it
another child.
for me.
You want them to
I wanna
run
kill
it.
them.
So you want me to take the nighttime, the third shift dock security guard, and tell him he's running a venereal cream stand in my establishment? You think I have the authority to just do that?
Don't you run everything here? Aren't you the great Constance?
Are you calling me a con artist?
No.
I stand out a lot of
I'm
laws.
His name is Codpiece.
I'm not from here, so
Don't say
excuse
that.
me.
No disrespect.
It's a language barrier. Words are hard.
Better a codpiece than a side piece, I always say.
So you're specifically asking for your request is these two people to fully staff instead of being at their terrible shit jobs? Like just
if you want them to do both.
between you and the GM, that's what you're asking for, like specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want someone to run it.
Totally. So, with that sort of awkward proposal you gave me, go ahead and roll persuasion with disadvantage as you bumble through, and mispronounce Cogstein's name.
Are we like around or like in this conversation while this is happening?
We can. We'll fit this into this morning. Maybe it didn't quite make it into last night.
Okay.
You guys were expositing a lot of Marx's theory. There was a lot to take in. A chalkboard was wheeled out. You guys maybe didn't get to this last night. So this is happening now before you all go. They're kind of like having a sidebar where they're kind of going through. They're not out of earshot.
Set up right now.
Is what set
The
up?
table, like, with
How
the
so?
merchandise.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It would be like constructed out of kind of some cheap wood, and you would be set up. They'd paint a picture of you on it, and they'd like put a sign.
Is the massive amount of venereal cream located at this moment?
If you left it with them, it's behind the bar, and you can get a count, right? You know how much is there. You know what it's. So, what'd you roll with disadvantage?
13.
Persuasion. Your highest roll was a.
13.
What do you have in persuasion?
Persuasion +3.
So you got your highest roll was a 10. That's pretty good with disadvantage. That's quite impressive. Cogstein's like, I look, total transparency. I do run a lot of things here. The Lurian Empire is pretty hands off. Myself and Buck, who you all met last night, the head of security, kind of work together. A lot of things are deferred back to me. No big deal, I know, but yeah, I can't just take him off third shift. Now, our other friend there, God, I need a name for this.
Little guy.
We're talking about the twink?
Yeah.
His name is just the twink, yeah.
I've got
kind of
names.
regular
I've got
such.
names. Pick a number 1 through 3. You're gonna be saddled.
Name this twink.
3. Roxpert Smithy. I've got.
He's not grown into that name yet.
Yeah, no.
He never will.
Yeah. So
say
Roxpert. Yeah, I can take Roxpert off of Performance Studio. We can always just throw someone else up there with the harp.
There we go.
Yeah, I can have him. He's kind of my guy. He works for me. I can have him run the stand. Yeah, I
trust
accept your
Roxpert.
terms. So then we'll be doing a 90-10 split, and well, there's a lot of overhead. You're going to be taking up space in my establishment.
60-40. Imagine
85-15.
60-40. Imagine how much business you're going to
You
get.
need a lawyer.
So many people,
I think we have.
so many of
yeah,
your
that's true.
clients will come and buy this cream. So 60-40 or 50-50. Final offer.
See, you just make the cream and deposit it in my establishment. I have my staff running it.
What's
Again,
your staff
takes up
actually
space in
doing,
my
though?
employee.
They don't make the cream.
Selling it, handling
unskilled
transactions. Hey, let's talk about this.
Proletariat? Is that what you're talking about?
We just talked about this.
It should be 50-50.
I didn't realize there'd be a quiz.
It should be equal because she makes the cream and you and your staff make the venereal disease.
Look, we'll go 70-30. That's as far as I'm willing to slide on this.
50-50. Or I take my stuff back.
Look, I'm just saying, like, I know for a fact everyone here has venereal diseases. So you're going to be making, like, tons of money if you, like, allow this to happen. So, like, 50-50 is still, like, a lot for you. I'm just saying.
As you're trying to, like, talk this through, I'm gonna say roll, and with assistance, and I'm gonna count that as a bardic.
You're welcome.
Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage and add a d4 to whatever your highest roll is.
Okay.
So 2 d20s and a d4.
2 d20s.
And this is going to be another persuasion check.
Okay.
First roll is a what?
21.
Okay.
15.
Okay, so 21 and add a d4. Roll your d4 and add it to the 21. So 24. 24 is pretty good. Cogstein leans back for a moment and thinks.
"50-50, and we'll name it after you."
Yeah.
Cog's Creek.
Your photo up there.
That's beautiful.
The miracle
60-40 and we keep Cog's cream, and she puts out her hand as this is pretty clear that this is your
What's
fault.
the benefit of this deal? No punishment.
From a 24?
With a 24. Yep. 60-40 with
The
a
ego wants
24.
what it wants.
Not 50-50 with the name? And trademark?
60-40 on a 24 with the name.
You get the intellectual rights of Cox Cream.
Nope.
What are the odds we're gonna get paid from this? Like, we don't just immediately get killed and this means nothing.
I gotta ask my team. 60-40?
We can go to a
We're
new
all
town
in
and run
this?
this scheme
You
again.
retain the
I
rights
missed
and the
a lot.
formula.
No,
We're
you're
trying to
good.
sell the real prank.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Trying to solve a new
We tried to take out life insurance policies on each other, but we couldn't read the fine print, so I signed a fake name, and some of the parties signed, some didn't.
We make it
Thank you for catching me up.
60-40. Either one's good. I say you call it Cog's Cream's Rash Blaster or something. In case we sever the deal with with Codpiece, and then it's just Rash Blaster or whatever. Or the Secret Burn.
Mm.
Why are you so good at coming up with venereal cream names, Toby? You're not-
That's a hidden talent.
Yeah, I know.
There was
Like a
not
very specific
always
talent.
Chat GPT. This man has created filthy products for a long time.
I believe that.
I'm gonna take one of the cans of venereal cream. Slow down, it's looking.
It's fine. Yeah.
So 60-40,
Yeah.
I own the rights to the product itself.
Uh-huh.
They can
The
have
formula.
Cox Cream.
Deal.
You're the only
That's
one
great.
who knows how to make it anyway.
Handshake.
Rash Blaster?
You shake Cogstein's hand.
Is there room for me not to?
It's this or nothing.
You peddle venereal creams. How
This
high
or
can your
nothing.
standards for handshakes possibly be?
Excellent.
Very creamy. hand.
That's what I was wondering.
Your hand is shook. Another document is shoved in front of you. Do you sign it?
I have to look this over with my lawyer. So I'll get back to you.
Is it written in English or whatever common?
No, that's fine. A verbal agreement is fine with me. And takes the contract back, rolls it up, 69
Wow.
Paga, and she calls over to Magnus. Hey, Magnus, we're go. And he like leaves, runs back off of the bar, and you see him just like leaving, coming back with like boards of wood, and immediately starts like
Oh my
constructing
God.
a stand
Wow.
in the front of the caustic cauldron. And with that, we are business owners and beneficiaries. And I need to check with John here.
Yes.
A life insurance policy was passed around. We signed under fake names. We signed.
Oh, yeah.
Do you sign this document?
Absolutely. This
Okay,
is not
cool.
the first time I've signed a document like this.
Cool.
It means
It is the big detail is that it's in a version of Common that that has some sort of linguistic ancestry that you could see, but even though it's Common, like you can't read their version of Common, even though you can kind of speak through their eccentricities pretty well enough. This document is illegible to you all.
it's big Latin. It's
Nice.
just too hard.
Yeah, so a copy of that and the map will be in your cart when you all take off. And with that last piece of business resolved,
Can I have a copy of that?
you didn't sign the document. Do
I
you
didn't
want to
sign
sign
the- I
this?
didn't sign the last document, but you gave me a copy of it.
No, then she like goes to like rip up the document. Like if you don't want to sign it, everyone else signed it, so it made sense to give. But no, this is nothing. This is nothing if you don't want to sign it.
Possess any visual artistic ability? Can any of you paint or draw?
And that would be a sleight of
I have
hand.
+3 sleight of hand.
I have +1.
I would say, it could be performance. It's probably sleight of hand.
Would you help with the advertisement? I'm thinking like a picture of Codpiece herself, like holding her crotch. And
Well, absolutely. I would love to provide continued support here.
Codpiece, cod cream.
That's a 20 + 3. 23.
then across the bottom, like Cog's cream rash blaster. It'll quench.
So you
thirst.
take one of like the 2x4s, like the unfinished, like unsealed
I
2x4s.
looked plus
that
20. I am
matters.
drawn plus 20. This one better love me.
Yeah,
I
no.
said nothing but
That, like,
favors for me.
so you like fully like body Magnus out of the way. And you get some paint from who knows, and you just start like doing like a beautiful mural across this like.
I am
Yeah.
no longer a mafia warlock. I am now just like an artisan across the board. I cook, I paint. What don't I do?
Yeah. The ultimate trades mafia. You know? Cool. It's always like, good to have a backup, you know. Cool. And so like with that,
Wait.
Wait.
One more
thing.
thing. Just one thing.
Yeah.
Tell Toots to wait for me.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's so sweet.
You got it, buddy. You want to leave like a note or anything? Like, is the message good?
I rip out a piece of my fur,
There we go.
hand it over to you.
Like,
What
Yeah.
part of your body did you rip the hairs?
Don't.
is that a
Cultural thing? Or...
Yeah.
Don't worry about
roll Constitution saving?
Started looking over Ober to see if any other missing patches.
it. I got a 12.
A 12. Man, I got to. You take 4 points of damage. So wicked. As your skin is like raw and
It's more
red.
Ripped out a whole armpit.
You could cut it. We're covered in like blades and knives. You're just like, ah! There you go.
It's a sign of love.
I'm very passionate about this relationship.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
And so like you give it to Cogstein, you just like drop it on the table.
I give it to Coxine, like,
She
he'll know
just,
what
like
to do.
grabs like a cloth from her pocket, like takes it out of your hand and kind of like ties it like thanks.
It's
I'm
like
sure they'll be
Victorian
thrilled.
morning rings where they
Yeah.
would like get the hair, except
Yeah, exactly.
you probably skin came off with yours.
Oh, there for sure a couple layers of skin.
It has
That's
my
so
scent.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It lasts forever.
It smells like toots.
So we leave this tender moment, right? Nothing else. Nothing else.
18. How does Constantine like it?
Loves it. Free labor. Oh,
That's true. She does love
she appreciates you, and maybe everything isn't like fully landed in her head. She gives you like a hearty handshake and a pat on the back, like you nailed it, like good job. But like doesn't offer to pay
I
or
was
anything.
expecting you to pay. I just
Yeah.
want to know what the reaction was.
Yeah. No, she loves it. She thinks it's great. Like that will for sure sell venereal cream.
Yeah.
No question
Putting this
about
on my resume, I have her down as a reference.
Yeah, no, oh yeah, great, good. So yeah, you're all free to take off, and head down to the kind of what constitutes the town below. It's a couple residences and a guards barracks. There's a lighthouse down there, kind of cheaply built. The lighthouse looks a little more opulent, like that might be sort of a construction of the empire, like the docks themselves, right? But the buildings here kind of sprung up and are kind of not like dilapidated, I wouldn't say, but definitely cheap, built with cheap materials, very, very simple design. And there's a couple little shops, kind of your general store, and it's like, those cities, those like Alaskan towns, right, where there's like 10 people, right?
Yeah.
Like it's still a functioning town, right? They've got a store, right? Like a bottle of water costs $10 because they got to get it out there, right? But like all the stuff is there, right? It's just not a lot of it, and it's all very expensive. So it caters to kind of this niche local market and like almost like a duty-free shop for guards who are not currently on shift. Yeah.
I grabbed a beer to go.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. No, meals are all, no one asks to charge you or anything. Everybody has a pretty positive vibe about you guys. You came in, pulled a bunch of money out of the sailors into the pockets of the Costa Cauldron workers. I think, Cogstein sort of prepped the proprietor of this general store that you're coming by, so, and they know what's going on. You're spending Hogstein's money. I think you're sort of greeted with kind of this generally positive air, except for any guards that you pass that all have sort of like a black ribbon affixed to their uniforms and look very
You
very
killed one
sad.
child.
Most of them avoid eye contact.
One child.
In the grand scheme of things, like
There's
how
so
important.
many children.
You're doing them a favor.
Look, he was like 17, barely a kid. Yeah. So you all kind of go to this general. It doesn't have a name or anything, right? There's no competition. It's the store. You know, it's the store that's here for the locals. You go inside and you see, sort of like a, maybe not a captain, sort of like a first mate, a little finer dressed than the average sailors that are through here, but not like kind of like that opulent like leadership, that sort of flamboyant leadership, kind of like negotiating with the clerk and arguing about something. There's like two guards sort of milling around, looking at different stuff, talking about potions or, picking up swords and like, weighing it against their own blades that they've done a million times, and they're all the fucking same. And you all kind of come into this store lined with basic shelves, maybe just below eye level, so anyone could see across what you're doing. And basic armaments, kind of your average leather armor, nothing particularly special. What really catches your eye, broadly speaking, is this wall of potions behind the clerk, who's like this like rickety old man with like Coke bottle glasses. He's like hunched over, maybe like 5'4", like absolutely like thin as a tack, right? And he's just like hobbling, kind of like arguing very animatedly with this first mate. So you all come in here. What do you do with yourselves?
Clarifying question.
Yeah.
So we have we're pretty much going on a shopping spree without like a credit limit, basically.
Without a credit limit, and I would say within reason, right? Your equipment, that it's got to be something you can carry.
Okay.
You didn't see the cart, but if any of you, and this is where your like player honesty will come in, if any of you think of like, oh, I could stash this on the cart, again, without seeing it, you don't know how packed it's going to be. Calagon is likely going to be pulling the cart. I think you all kind of gather that. And whether or not you're going to, have to figure out a way to bring your own supplies with you. That you've gathered, so it's mostly going to be stuff on your person. So that's going to be sort of the limitation.
Where's the backpack aisle?
Where's the backpack aisle? It's just kind of some packs are hanging on the wall. I would say
everybody's getting a backpack.
Yeah. No, you can all grab packs. There's sort of like these travel bags. You could think of like a backpacking backpack. No, there's totally like fanny little leather hip satchels. That's what they're called. Little leather hip satchels. It's like italicized.
Can I walk up to whatever this store or whatever it's called? Just be like, "Good morning, sir / ma'am / I don't know your pronouns. Please direct me to your finest and most opulent satchels."
He goes, hang on, and then he's talking to the.
Please direct me right now to your most opulent satchels.
The sailor here turns towards you and kind of like squares up, like, kind of in the middle of something right now.
Please direct me to your most opulent satchels.
Is this what it's going to be?
I don't care about this man. I will not be ignored.
Are you making friends, Oberon?
Oh, best friends, yeah.
Yeah, best friends. Puts his hand on your shoulder and kind of like shoves you away and turns back towards the clerk.
I immediately scream very loudly.
Roll performance.
You said this is the only store in town?
Only store in
Only store in town.
Only store in town.
As this is happening, I'm taking slow steps away.
We call the lawyer.
13.
13.
It's piercing. The clerk sort of recalls, oh, you're right there.
No,
What's happening?
I'm being ignored and assaulted, and I just wanted a satchel. You will hear from my
Hang on a
voice.
minute. Satchels are gonna be right over there, son.
What's the best satchel you got?
Best satchel, like they're all fine. They're all fine. The first mate is like fuming, like beet red, just getting pissed off, standing there, like looking to the clerk, looking back towards you.
I'd like to direct my attention to the first mate. Just look at him. Say, you have beautiful eyes.
I'm like, there's two ways this can go.
I'm okay with either.
Do you want me to decide, or do you want to die to decide?
I want to die.
Die to decide. Okay,
Good choice.
here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna roll. We'll call it just a flat charisma save. So it's gonna be with disadvantage.
Gotcha.
2d20s, take the lower of the roll and add your charisma modifier. And what's your charisma modifier?
+5.
+5. Okay. I'll say if you don't roll a 10 on the die to at least get a 15, right? So both have to be a 10 or higher.
Okay.
Violence is going to break out.
Violence.
And
Yeah,
that might be a good
worth it.
opportunity for some shoplifting.
Yeah.
Those of you.
Yeah,
who are
I also
talented,
want to
so-
ask,
yes.
who's paying attention to this? Who's, like, again, player honesty, who's paying attention to what's happening right there?
So I don't know how hard it is to ignore.
Okay, but are you, like,
I am trying to ignore
okay,
it.
Kels, are you paying attention?
I don't
Yeah, but
comprehend that they're fighting, but I am looking.
You are paying attention. Calagon, are you paying
It's
attention?
very clearly a goat scream, so I
Yeah.
figure he's got it well in hand.
Okay.
I'm looking for the largest weapons available.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're browsing, like, some great axes.
If I hear
Yeah.
like there's goat screams and there's goat screams. So
Yeah.
this is just a goat scream. If I
Yeah.
hear a goat scream, I'll come in.
Juniper, are you paying attention, yes or no?
I remember the goat scream from before.
Yeah.
It's a little different
Yeah.
Good
in
vibe.
pitch.
Mhm.
I'm touching on the bow. Right.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah,
working
you're
his
checking
magic
that out.
right now. This
And
is
John,
he's
are
like on
you-
stage.
You got your
I'm
eyes.
just, like, shoving my pockets full of like yield starbursts.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just eager for
There's like a
sugar.
whole like penny candy
Sugar,
section.
sugar.
Yeah, you are full.
I
of
was
penny
thinking
Yeah, I
candy.
think you're last
valuables, equipment.
No, I think the old Starburst
No.
is the way to go.
Yield starburst.
And it's all like
Penny.
flavors that you don't recognize, and you're like, oh, I'm,
Hell
you know,
yeah.
you're like trying them, licking them, putting them.
Yes,
back.
I'm putting them back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting them like,
You're
oh,
not
that's
wearing pants. Where are you putting the Starburst?
Don't ask.
I don't want to share that.
I finally gets the party to
He's
win.
like,
You're
yeah.
the inner pocket guy.
It's endlessly
Like
deep.
lines.
Utility. Yes.
Warm.
I was just gonna say it's like cargo shorts but on my jacket. Yeah. And
And cargo.
And like a
also
fake
stolen-
lining.
yes.
Yeah.
And then I probably stole a satchel.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
part of it.
Well, it's not really stealing. Like all of this is
Oh yeah.
like you can be as shameful as you want. Like shop with whatever vibe makes you happy. But like this is being paid for.
Right.
Yeah.
How much am I
Okay.
distracting these people, by the way? Like, do they
Um,
even notice any of my
I would
parts?
say that the clerk when they came in, none of you rolled perception, so you
Okay.
don't really know. But now for those of you watching, the clerk is hotly in the middle of this
Okay.
confrontation.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
trying to diffuse it and get you what you need to solve his business issues.
As this is happening, is there there are a lot of like practical things. I want to keep my funds liquid. Is there anything of value I can perhaps rely on?
There's nothing terribly. It's I mean, basic armaments. They look kind of mass produced. Basic equipment, basic materials you might need for traveling or camping or things like that. Climbing gear, maybe one or two sets. Just sort of your basic adventuring gear, and you're good to roll. Oh, okay. Yeah. The things of value would be behind the counter. We're talking the potions, some slightly finer looking
Oh,
equipment.
thank God. Okay.
Mhm.
I got a 10 and an 11.
Oh my God! So that's going to be a 16.
Yeah.
So you say you have beautiful eyes. Like taking this back.
Yeah.
You have beautiful eyes. This first mate looks at you, levels their gaze, and they do have these just like piercing blue eyes.
Yes.
As you look closer, you see sort of like the impression of like sort of scaly flesh.
Mhm.
You're not totally sure what their semi-aquatic species is, but no, it's getting spicy in here. But they do have very piercing eyes, and when you say that, they kind of soften a bit with a sort of a recognition. Go, I remember you from last night. You played the harp pretty good.
It was a little bit. I'm very
I'm
talented.
pretty sure it was a harp.
Okay, it was a harp.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just a lonely traveler seeking someone.
Yeah, you want to play a song?
Yeah. What do you want me to play?
This better be something good.
All right. I'm going to. What's your name? I'm sorry. What's your name?
Vera.
Vera. Beautiful name. Beautiful name. I'm going to sing like this very sappy love ballad to Vera, the sea creature.
Mm-hmm.
16.
16. Yeah, it goes over pretty well, and if we had a score for your shopping trip, we would score it. So, I mean, we can go like full 80s montage.
Yes.
With everyone grabbing stuff, trying on outfits, right? You all come back, you traded outfits, and just the whole time you're just playing kind of a jaunty tune. The old man goes, "That's pretty good. Thank you."
Trading
Thank you there, young man.
Party's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you come back in some wearing John's vest, no, it's a good time. So situation diffused. Vera turns back to the shopkeeper, and they resolve their business. But you all, do you have, now's the time. What are our requests? What are we looking for? Let's go around this way. Let's start with John.
Oh.
Yeah. Basic kind of weapons, sort of adventuring equipment. And we can come back later if you guys think of something in the future and you're out in the field and you're like, oh, do I have I don't know, a metal stake or something? I'm like, yeah, sure, But are there any things in kind of the front of your brain of oh man, I need this weapon, I need a potion that does this? Is there anything that you're looking for, basic survival equipment? Kind of fill up your pack, and if somebody later puts out a good idea, that can go to the other person.
I think I want a potion.
Yeah.
And I need something that'll make me change forms.
Something to change form.
Yeah.
Okay. So the potions are behind the counter, and you sort of approach this old man, and he's wearing a way too big name tag. That his name is Celestine Cotton. And so you approach Celestine and you sort of describe what you're looking for. And he's like, I got potions that can do everything. I got potions that can turn you into water. I got potions that can make you big. I got all sorts of potions. What kind of potion are you looking for?
Well, Celestine. I'm looking for a potion.
Please, my friends call me Cotton.
Oh, Cotton.
Yeah.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Cotton.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're friends.
Two friends,
Yeah,
mate.
we're friends now. Cotton, I want a potion that's gonna make me change into different animals because I'm a hare now, and I want to
you are. Dang.
Um,
You got them big ears.
I sure do, Cotton.
Yeah.
He doesn't see furry.
Hi.
Justice Claw, yeah.
Oh, right. So
They're up there on the top of your head.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
I get that a lot.
It's true.
We're such good friends. Okay, so what can you give me in the way that'll make me shift shape into different types of animals?
Yeah.
Or just different beings?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, I want to see how good this thing he can make you is. He's like, I got just what you need. And he goes, past. He goes into sort of like a back room. He comes back and he pulls out kind of this like swirling kind of green potion. There's like streaks of yellow and like this like deep earthy brown are swirling in this sort of green. And he hands it to you. It's maybe like 3 inches across, this little stoppered bottle. And he's like, this will change your shape. You can turn into a little birdie. You can turn into a smaller rabbit. Get away quick. No one will see. I got your number. So what he's giving you, it'll be kind of like this custom potion. We'll do kind of it'll be like a single cast of wild shape. Wild shape at the 2nd level has a max challenge rating of a creature of 1/4. We're gonna knock that down to an 1/8. So these are, and we can kind of go through this later, but creatures with like an 8th challenge rating are like fish and like a bird. You know what I mean? Just kind of like your basic kind of like bulk animals, or maybe like a little kind of like twig creature that can run around. Right, so it's something that can actually, if you're clever with it, I think can really help with your stealth. But you're not going to turn into like a bear that can like.
Yeah, no,
down.
I want stealth.
Yeah, so I think it's really going to help you. The forms are going to be very fragile, right? But you'll get to turn into some kind of little beast. So if you want to add to your inventory a potion of wild shape,
okay,
and CR 1/8. So challenge rating 1/8. And we can kind of go through that list of what those creatures are later, or in the moment we can kind of like run through the list whenever you want to pop that. But yeah, no, you get that potion. And he goes, is there anything else I can help you with? Anything else special you're looking for?
Cotton.
It's me.
Hey.
You know my name.
I do.
Did the name tag help?
Yeah, it did. I love our friendship.
This cost me 3 whole copper.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a cool story.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I think let me take some time to think a bit more. You can go on to Juniper.
Is there anything I can help you with?
All right. I have a few things I'm hoping to accomplish, Cotton.
Yeah.
First, I need your most beautiful short bow.
Most beautiful short.
And okay, I'm looking for a short bow.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you the rankings?
No,
Okay.
I'm on level. I get you.
Most beautiful.
Yeah.
It could be mahogany, madrone, pepperwood,
Yeah.
some beautiful wood that matches my skin.
Yeah, I figure those were types of wood there.
All right, Cotton. Don't
Yeah.
be a smartass. I had a rough day.
Okay. All right.
I'm hoping. Well, first of all, how are you doing, Cotton?
No one's ever asked me. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Constantine came down, said a bunch of strange folk will be coming through buying things on her credit. That's a good day for cotton.
All right. Love to hear it.
Thank you.
I'm looking for a new fit, something juniper green, a new
Yeah.
cloak, black attire, some black boots. And looking for a potion that has reflective armor abilities.
Like to reflect ranged attacks, spells,
Everything.
anything.
Attacks
So
against my
something
body.
that'll just like protect you. Yeah.
Without me doing anything. No.
Interesting. So what I'll say is that he thinks about it for a bit. He, there's some racks of clothes. There's some sort of a little more finery in your cloaks and common wear that's not like armor that they've gotten. I mean, they're like sun faded. Like they've been here, just kind of like Calagon. You're looking at like the great axes. They're like dusty. They're like up there. The kind of like nicer clothes. Cogstein probably gets things like imported from the Empire. So you you can find what you're looking for, but it's you can tell it's a little bit old. It's not like super nice, but if you're looking for like a specific color of cloak, maybe there's a little kind of like finery detail on it. But it's pretty. You got what you need. It's not it's not Walmart clothes, but it's not too far outside of Target. You know what I mean? So I got a nice piece for you. He takes you over to the rack and gives you what you're looking for. And for the potion, he gives you kind of the same size red potion. So it's not going to be a potion of like a shield spell or something like that, because those are pretty powerful. It'll be a potion for some temporary hit points. And the way temporary hit points work is if you pop this potion, you can call it a potion of temp HP. It'll give you, we'll call it a D6 of temporary hit points. So those last until long rests. They go on top of your hit points. So if you're at full health, you get an extra buffer, or that pops on top of your reduced health, and that gets cut through before the rest of it. So you've got a little buffer. This can get you through some hard times. I don't have something to stop things, to reflect things, as you say, but, this will give you a little endurance to get through something if it gets hard.
Thank you, God. I
Yeah.
shake his hand,
Yeah.
and then I go still.
Okay. You don't have to steal, you can just tell me what you're taking. Cogsy says she's going to pay for everything.
No, absolutely
Steal
refund.
it. All right, you just steal pay from Cog. That's fine. That's fine. I'm
Matter
just
of
happy to have you all in here. Calagon, that's you.
Does he have invisibility?
Invisibility, yeah. I'll
Does he have
say
flight? Is the other
like
From lizard to dragon.
I'll kind of split here, so not flight where you can like take your full move speed, but it's sort of like a levitation effect. So if there are like rough terrain or something, you can like Kmart flight. You can like hover above the ground in any like terrain or grasping vine, anything like that. You can kind of like hover and avoid for a
How
moment.
long does his invisibility potion last?
I'll call it 3 minutes. So that would be like 30 rounds of combat or 3 minutes. So it's just kind of like an immediate thing. So it's kind of this potion of a loose hover, we'll call it. And for invisibility, it'll be a he says, well, this one's really, invisibility's hard. This one, you drink the potion, then you gotta hold your breath. So really it lasts as long as you can hold your breath.
That's a bit of a downside.
I like to think it is a quirk.
Only if you enjoy breathing.
And yeah.
I heard you make my compatriot a wild shape potion. Do you make wild shape augment potions that like
No.
amplify?
No, he can kind of do a reduced version of what you can do naturally. So just kind of the basic stuff.
I'll just take
Simple.
his 3 minute hold your breath invis.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, the
That's
kind
like
of
passing out when you're invisible and the party can't find you.
the like hover is 3 minutes. The invisibility is as long as you can hold your breath.
Well, shit.
Yeah,
You got big lungs.
and I'll say lock one of
Work
those
then.
in. Which one do you want?
Invis.
Invis. Okay.
And, do you have any larger two-handed weapons that are made of enchanted wood? I don't need +1.
Enchanted wood.
I prefer to use metal.
Mm.
If you had an ironwood greatsword or a maul or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's a really awesome question. Wooden two-handed weapons.
To get it past the metal detectors at the airport.
Yeah, I will get back to you on
Okay.
that. I don't have that. That's so cool. That's such an interesting question. I'm sure it's there, or we can come up with something. If you want to, like, say you want a maul, like we can lock that in, and we'll figure out the stats for that.
Sure.
We'll use like great axe stats or something.
Well,
or something that's
I was
bludgeoning.
just looking for something with the stats of maul or great axe that just isn't metal.
Yeah. We will sort that out. So if you want to write down two-handed wooden, weapon, we'll figure out what that is and we'll stat it, and I'll make a note.
Right. I will write giant wood.
Yeah.
I heard giant wood.
That somehow fits into the next line of your song.
Beautiful.
Did I tell you what I stole?
Yeah, it'd be nice if you could.
No,
I could
You're
charge.
so hot.
Yeah, don't,
Never mind.
am I mad? Am I caught? You never know.
Will you ever be mad again?
Not. I've channeled something today. And yeah, your bow as well. It's what we discussed. So you'll do a short bow. So you can do a +2 short bow off of your nat 20 for your shopping spree. You're getting kind of the nice magical item here. So a +2 short bow. Otherwise normal. So I would write it down as +2 short bow. Let's start over with Yev. We'll like circle around here, move back towards me.
Do you have a potion that helps me aim my spells?
Potion that helps you aim your spells.
Maybe like a magnifying glass or some kind of like sniper focus.
Yeah, and so this would be for like Eldritch Blast
Yeah.
with like chance to hit.
Yes.
Remind me, what's your spellcasting focus?
How do you mean? Do I have like an object?
Do you have an object? Do you have like a...
I think it might just
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what you got.
I have a bunch of tabs on the site.
Yeah.
Spells. I don't need to prepare spells. I feel like I may have said no.
Because let's see, as a warlock, right?
Yeah.
How do you
I
get
know
your...
I had like the option to have like a crystal. I don't think I did that.
Yeah, I don't think we ever locked it in specifically, but if you want to...
I don't think I have anything. I think
Okay.
I can go to edit because I think I could find it there, but I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
just didn't want another object to weigh me down because I knew we were going to be in a shipwreck.
Cool. No, that's fine. You don't specifically need a focus. I think Cotton sort of zeroes in on the knife at your belt, and he sort of approaches, trying to focus your... Can I see that there?
I have an orb.
You have
Apparently
an
I have an orb.
orb.
I had to have something, so I
You
have
have
an
an
orb.
orb.
I forgot about my orb.
We're gonna give that an upgrade. He says, "Can I see that on your belt there for a minute? I just need to. I think I got something for you.
I don't let him hold it, but I do he can look at
Trust
it.
me, I'm just gonna take this in the back for just a minute." And he
Can I come with you?
he goes to take it out. No, I'll just be a minute. And he takes it out of your hands. Do you let him take it?
Yes, but I do start to like glow slightly with magic of like the clear implication of like,
and he and he walks in
The
the back.
soothing gibberish gone.
He walks in the back. You hear kind of like a really firm like thud as like it jams into something. Yeah, into something. And you shut up for a minute. And he you hear like some clattering back there, like bottles break. You hear like kind of like the shell of like a nut, right? Like crack and crunch under like a
oh
hammer.
my god for like a quick second.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Roll religion.
I have to get back to my tab. Oh god. I think I have a +1. Well, that's a 4, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you hear nothing
I
back.
wasn't
He's like,
expecting much.
well, this is what I was expecting. He, you
He's like
hear
my
kind of like
grandfather.
metal clanging. He's like, what's that about? And then, after a couple minutes of silence, it like smells kind of like staticky in the room. And he comes back out with your knife.
My
It's
knife?
totally, yeah, it's your knife.
I give him my orb, not my knife.
Oh, he took your knife.
Oh, I did not let him take
No,
my
no,
knife. I gave him that orb. I
No,
didn't-
no.
Nuke.
No, yeah, that's what it was all about. Yeah, he took the knife. And it comes back, and the handle has gone from sort of like a...
That's not for combat, that's for cooking.
No, Pod, no. That handle sort of, if it catches the light, has a little bit of a glow to it. And he's like, here you go. He just hands you back the knife.
I'm giving you 0 stars on Yelp. Google
All right.
Maps, anything.
That's fine.
What is
I don't
cooking?
know what
Not
that
cooking
is. So your knife we can fully like retcon out your orb.
I would rather have a fucked up orb than a fucked up knife.
Oh, your knife isn't fucked up. It's better now.
I don't believe that in the slightest.
So it glows a little bit,
I don't want it to glow.
and
I did not consent to give this man my knife.
we're locking this in. Your knife glows a little bit, and I'll say that it's now an enchanted item. Once per day, just being on your hip, like you don't need to swing it around in combat. It's no danger to the quality of the knife. Once per day, as long as that you have the knife on you, you can expel a charge to roll any attack roll with advantage. So you'll get a single charge of that, and we can write that down, and it just carries on you. So you got a magic knife.
My fucking knife.
Got a radioactive knife now.
Yeah, no, I made it better. It's better now.
The fuck you did? The craftsman who made this will kill you, if not me myself.
It glows now. It's good. It's good. You don't know what you want. He just kind of like pats you on the head.
Oh
Excuse
my
me?
goodness, Cotton.
I made it better.
How many people are on my side of killing this man?
Not yet. I have to buy things.
I would also like to buy.
He was very sweet to me, but it's very unfortunate.
I don't know if I can get behind this casual small town misogyny. I don't know if I can do it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm so
Ah.
sorry. I'm
I
so
made the
sorry.
knife better.
Oh my goodness.
How can
Well-
you make it right?
That's the question.
Blood?
Blood.
Blood must be shed.
Yes.
Blood must be shed.
There's exactly one solution to it. I don't think it's one he's rather going to like.
I'd like to incorporate elements of non-violence into the song that I'm
Do
playing.
it.
While you guys are discussing murdering this man, I go up to the counter and I place my little paws on the counter and I go, please, and I know.
Well, you're a dang cat.
Me? What are you talking about?
I mean, you're a Persian, but I think you might be a cat.
What? That's fine.
This isn't a cat. Have you ever seen a cat before? Because clearly this isn't one.
I've seen a rabbit too.
Hey.
I won't debate you on that.
Taking the penny candy and putting it back. I just want to try them all.
Old man, item, please.
What kind of item are you looking for?
I don't know.
Okay.
What would a cat want?
I'm not a cat.
I'm sorry, what would a cat person want?
I can give you things to hurt and maim people. I can give you potions to drink. I can give you nice clothes. Again, they're all like sun faded with like these square like patches that are a significantly different color.
I already have nice clothes because I looted them from the dead people.
Yeah, you got a lot of them on.
Yeah, I do.
More than the average person, I would think.
I'm not wearing pants though.
Yeah, you would know under all the layers.
Okay. Give me a little drink, old man.
What do you want? Or is it dealer's choice?
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. I've got like a huge list here. Roll a D100.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
If you can do your 2 percentile dies, so your 2d10s, roll 2d10s and let me know. Actually, roll one at a time. One will for each number place if you don't have a percentile.
It's either a 60 or it's a 60.
Okay, so 60.
Okay.
And like a higher or lower roll doesn't necessarily mean anything.
The 5.
65. Okay, so let me go down to
It's just
65. Oh, I'm gonna honor this. Okay.
I love your cackle.
Yeah, no,
That
I'm like.
fills me with so much confidence.
So, on this table, I have for the DMG. This is potion of stone giant strength. When you drink this potion, your strength changes to 23 for an hour. We're gonna bring that down to 3 minutes. Has no effect if your strength is equal or greater than that. This potion's transparent liquid. Has a floating sliver of a fingernail from a stone giant in it. So it's a clear potion that kind of glitters with a fingernail clipping in it. And he says, "Well, here's a good one for you. You can carry more clothes with this on, and it'll make you strong. Not for a long time, but
I'm
make
already
you
very strong.
Yeah. So your strength score will just flat change to 23 for 3 minutes. Potion of Stone Giant Strength, right in the effect, changes your strength score to 23 for 3 minutes. Cool. Is that all you're looking for?
I would like to touch every single object in the store.
Yeah.
And hold it in my little hands.
Yeah, do you drop anything? No, give me a sleight of hand roll. You like picking up like little glass things or just like...
No, I'm just like gently brushing and like taking in texture.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a sleight of hand roll.
The 13.
A 13, you like almost knock over like a display of like a full suit of armor that you didn't realize was like not like base solid as it should be, but you just like catch it and you're like, oh, okay, it's fine. But otherwise, you have a great time. Get all the textures.
So many textures.
And he's playing a good shot there. Anything I can help you out with? Anything I can get for you?
So, Cotton.
Yeah,
I
that's me.
That is you.
That's me.
I've heard.
Yeah.
So I put like my arm around his shoulder and I'm just like,
Mhm.
first of all, may I say you have beautiful eyes?
Oh my god, they're in love.
His eyes are like fucking this big behind his glasses. How could you tell?
Oh, I have a talent for these things.
God, that's nice.
So I'm gonna level with you, Cotton.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not best at combat.
Okay.
My defense is like god awful. And I have
Defense, yeah.
yeah. And whatever you call it here, I don't know. I'm using like Pokemon logic, I don't care.
Around here we call that your armor class.
Sure, why not?
She gets really meta for a second. Yeah.
And I have sucky attack or whatever you call that.
Yeah.
So
You have a sucking attack, you said.
I'm very good at that, actually. I'm a real good scorer at that.
Don't tell me this.
So here's a list of things that I think would have helped me that I would like you to procure if you can.
Yeah.
So if you can get me like a good shield, that would be nice.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah, we can do a shield. Anything else you're looking for while I sort of scroll through?
Yeah. So I would also like some kind of ranged weapon that is small and light, but also kind of quirky, because I need to keep up appearances.
Do you
So
want, like a sling?
I was thinking more like boomerang or
Yeah.
poison darts or something like that.
Oh, we can totally
Throwing
do that.
stars.
Or
Yeah, throwing stars.
throwing stars can work.
Yeah. So,
Anything quirky and small and lightweight.
yeah, we could do kind of just like a buckler shield, kind of like a sort of a basic little one-handed or two-handed, because two-handed is gonna raise your AC, but like you would have to like take an
Right.
action and like hide behind it.
I was planning on just carrying it on my back all the time like a little
Yeah.
squirrel. And just like turtling under it. So
Oh, okay. So, and the other thing with a big shield like that, I don't know if you'd have the strength score to like heft that around.
fair.
So we could do something just kind of like a little buckler shield.
Okay, that works.
Or something that's heavier that you would like not like strap to your arm, but
Right.
like you would have to like have it like deliberately carry.
Okay.
That could live on your back. So
Would that slow me down at all?
I'm
we
could make it
carrying it.
not.
Okay, yeah.
We could make it not. Yeah. If is it? Would you want like a round shield, a square shield, like a kind of a crest shape,
Kind of like a little whatever you call that.
like a triangle, like a crest, a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah, like
So,
a little
yeah.
Legend of Zelda shield.
Yeah. No, totally. So yeah, we'll go with that. I would say it's like a little bit bigger than that. Maybe 3 feet across.
Gotcha.
So it would be super impractical for you to be like wearing it on your arm all
Right,
the time. So you got to carry it on your back. So it would take
Perfect.
so like game like meta, it would take an action to pull off your back,
Okay.
or it'd be something you'd want to do before combat.
Sure.
But it won't weigh you down.
Gotcha.
One hand will be occupied though,
Okay.
when you wield this. Right?
Okay.
So you slip your arm in and then you kind of like hold it
Right.
with. So whatever you do, you're only gonna have one free hand
Okay.
unless you take an action to drop it.
Gotcha.
And I don't think that's going to interrupt you very much.
Not really.
And we can say it brings your AC up a whole
Okay.
point when it's out.
While it's on my back, is my back defended?
Is your back defended? It would be this sort of thing where we can like roll for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what I'm.
So if it's on your back, your AC won't get like your 1 point increase.
Gotcha.
But your there's always a chance that it can protect your back, and I'll cover
Gotcha.
that.
Okay.
So yeah. I
So
would say leave your AC as is, add to
Gotcha.
your inventory, just a +1 shield,
gotcha. Okay.
and we'll leave it at that, and write like it's crest shaped.
Okay.
Yeah, one action to equip and unequip, and takes a hand.
Gotcha. All right. So weapon.
Yeah.
What small quirky little weapons you got?
Oh shit! I should have been looking at that.
I also have other things, but not many things.
Yeah, I mean, if you want like a boomerang, poison darts, you name it, I'll make it happen.
I like both of those items a lot. They're both really funny in their own ways. Am I allowed to do both?
Yeah,
I'll do
you're
both.
allowed to do both.
I will do both. I will have both of those.
So it is a ranged weapon.
Which one?
The boomerang.
Okay.
It'll do 1d4 bludgeoning damage
Okay.
with a range of 60/120. So that's your minimum and your maximum. Anything in between 60 feet and 120 feet, you can hit. Anything
Okay.
beyond and below that, you're going to be rolling with disadvantage.
Gotcha.
And it does bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then poison darts. So these are gonna do 1d4 piercing.
Okay.
By the way, both of these, for any point being, are finesse weapons, so you
Yeah.
attack with your dexterity instead of your strength.
Okay.
So you roll a d20, you add proficiency and your
Oh, okay.
dex, right?
Yeah,
And that's
fine.
just range weapons. Anytime you shoot a bow, and the range on the dart is 20/60.
Gotcha.
So that's your range on that. And so you can just throw them. We'll call them poison. So instead of with the piercing, we'll make any opponent have to roll a Constitution saving throw. And we'll call it a DC 50. No, sorry, that's way too high. We'll call it a DC 10
Okay.
to take an additional 2 points of poison damage.
Okay.
So we're not going to make you roll. It's not going to have a threshold of a D4. We're going to lock it in on an average there of 2
Okay.
points.
Gotcha.
That you have almost like a 50-50 chance.
Okay.
So it's not going to be super easy to get that extra damage, but
Right.
it's definitely going to happen sometimes.
Okay.
So got all that 1d4 piercing. Con save throw of, what did I say, 10?
Yes.
10 to do 2 extra points
Yep.
of damage. Finesse thrown 60/20.
Yes.
All right. Anything else I can get for you?
Just a couple of things.
Yeah.
I heard you got spells.
Yeah.
So I feel like because I almost died once, I want to have like the friggin' like atomic bomb spell of some kind, just something extremely powerful that I can use once in case I'm ever in a very dire situation.
Out of character,
Yes.
how useful would you like this to be? Do you want this to be an explosion, or do you want this to be a piece of C4 that you plant? What are we going for? Are we going for chaos, or are
Right.
we going for manicured destruction?
Chaos.
Chaos.
Always chaos.
Cool. Cool.
Throw it with close up. That's what I would need.
So here's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
He says, I got just the thing. And he's got kind of this twinkle in his eye, and he runs back. He pulls out a potion that comes out, it's jet black.
Love it.
And when he hands it to you, anytime it sort of like jostles,
Mhm.
you see like these streaks of color, right? Every conceivable color and hue and tone are just shooting off in this thing. I don't want to use this in emergencies.
Gotcha.
And he
use it right
hands
now.
to you. So what this is, it's going to be a potion for a wild magic surge.
Okay.
So you're going to roll on the wild magic table, and it's something that you're going to want to throw. Wild magic surges, it's a D100. So,
Okay.
it has things that are equivalent to casting fireball, to making yourself confused.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
So you're gonna choose a target for it, whether it's yourself or someone else.
Okay.
An enemy. So you're gonna have to target someone when you throw this potion, or you can drink it.
Okay.
Right. And so then you're gonna roll a D100 and roll on the wild magic table for a wild magic surge.
Okay.
Literally anything could happen.
Love that.
Equivalent to like the apocalypse.
Wow.
Ready.
Or just like some colors come out.
I'm happy with either.
Yeah, I love wild magic sorcerers. I'm glad that I get to throw some of this in here. So yeah, you have a wild magic vial.
I love that. Okay.
On you.
Okay. One last thing.
Yeah.
Don't know if this is like a yield guitar center, but
I like where this is going.
thank you. I show him my lute.
Mm-hmm.
This is a nice lute. Do you have anything that's nicer, or can you like enchant it or something to make it better?
Oh yeah, 100%. I have two paths before me.
Yes.
Again, I think I'm just gonna take the most interesting one.
I'm ready.
He just like the knife. He just like, I got this. He just takes the loot out of your hand, goes in the back. You hear a lot of the same noises, but you hear like a mortar and pestle, and you hear like the crack of like a stone breaking.
While he's gone,
Yeah.
I go to the survival kits. I
Yeah.
gather the flint. I make a small fire
Where do you make the fire?
in a place you will not see it.
In a place you will not see it. I would say like in the
Have you
middle
seen
of
his
an aisle.
glasses? He can see everything.
He's sitting on the roof, fucking other people's shit up.
Yeah, no, he's busy.
Yep, he sure is.
It's very interesting perception roll. He comes back out and he's like, and this is the fun part. I want you to
Yes.
see this. He's holding a crystal in his hand. What all those other noises are, and don't really know. But he's holding a crystal in his hand.
Gotcha.
He goes, now I do this. And he just like fucking jams it in the side of the lute,
Oh, I love
like
that.
into the body of the instrument. It's just like jutting out. And he's like, and now this is the fun part. And the whole thing starts to like glow and like start shifting colors. And he hands it back to you. Do you take it?
Absolutely.
Take it. And
Absolutely.
if we were to say, Oberon had an aura, right?
Okay.
What color would Oberon's aura be? What color do you
jeez.
associate with Oberon?
I'm
What was
gonna-
that?
Leopard print.
I'll allow it.
It would be like a.
Electric pink leopard print.
I was gonna say like electric orange, but actually no, I like pink. Electric pink leopard
Or
print.
is it
Lisa
pink
Frank.
leopard print? Yeah, I would say, it's electric pink with like flecks of like black.
Love that.
If you squint, it kind of looks like leopard print. And so the whole body of the lute changes, glows slightly, and it shifts on that color. It's not painted, like it's in the wood grain itself. You can, fuck it, we'll call it a +1 lute.
Awesome.
What else are we gonna, So, whatever, if you use it as a spellcasting focus, or a performance check,
Mhm.
or you use it to make persuasion checks, if you can like justify how you use this object, we can see if we're going to add a +1 to it if it makes sense.
Yeah.
So just kind of like a bard upgrade there. This is kind of in lieu of you all like leveling, where I have this whole adventure like locked in for your character level, so you're kind of getting the equipment to expend here. And with that, Cotton goes, yeah, that's nice. That's nice, right? Play a song.
Yeah, I can do that. What would you all like to hear? Actually, I'm feeling generous. What would you all like to hear?
Fire Woman.
I will play Fire Woman. I
Gregorian chant.
you know,
Would like some old My Chemical Romance.
I will play Fire Woman in the style of a Gregorian chant, while pretending to be sad, I guess.
Nightcore mix.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Now bass boosted.
Yeah, play that.
Cool. He said that's my favorite song.
Mine too.
Yeah. and you all take off.
How's my fire going?
Yeah, no, that's what I need. Do you all leave? Do you all leave right away? You're like go, like get out, or do you just like do you hang out for a bit?
Can I cast a spell?
Yeah, what do you want to cast? No round.
Command.
Command? Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Give me your knife.
Me?
Yes.
You're casting on me?
No, I'm casting it on him.
So yeah, what's the order of things here? You ask for the knife and then you cast command.
Yes.
You're stealing you're stealing my knife from him?
What?
I think Kels is asking Yev for her knife to give to Kels, and then Kels is going to cast command on Cotton.
Yes.
Okay.
For what purpose?
I trust you more than I trust him.
I don't know if you should.
At this point,
I've got a super control.
So you cast command. What is your command?
Undo.
Undo. Okay, yeah. I think is it a wisdom saving throw
It's a
command?
wisdom save 12.
And wisdom save DC 12. Cotton's not got a lot, and I wasn't thinking I was gonna stat him. I was ready to stat that pirate, but I've had to think on my feet. I'm gonna say, Cotton's been around for a while. He might not act like it, but he's got a +2 in wisdom, a +2. So the saving throw is 12. All right, so he needs a 10 or higher on the die to resist your command, and swear to God, that's a 10. That's a 10 on the die. So you can see Raph can see. It's a 10 on the die. So he goes, sure. I don't see why you want it, but if it's an issue, I suppose I can. Well, okay. He looks a little disaffected, and he takes the knife and he looks at it. He looks at his reflection, and he picks something in his teeth, and he spits on it, and it loses its glow, and he hands it back. He's like, all right.
Did you fix the fucked up handle?
Yeah. When the enchantment fades, the handle
So it looks
shifts
as it
back.
did prior.
Identical.
Okay, cool.
Identical.
Thanks.
You gonna undo the fire or?
No.
Okay,
Now, can I enchant
He
something?
didn't undo the head pat.
fair enough. I understand.
Yeah, that deserves a fire.
I understand.
It deserves a fire.
Smoke starts billowing behind him.
He's just smiling.
Can I just look at him, just be like, "Good luck."
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there something else I can enchant for you?
No.
You want a +1 on attack roll on anything?
I mean, can I my orb?
Yeah,
That my actual thing. That I want. Just don't touch my cooking knife.
absolutely. Let's
Okay.
go with the orb then. Cool. Call it an orb. Call it a magic crystal.
I don't give a shit.
It's up to you.
an
Whatever
object.
you want.
It's not important to me.
Oh.
Yeah. No, 100%. Cool. And you all take off.
I walk out feeling confident with, in myself because
Starts
I look good.
coughing. I think it's
It-
the dust in here.
I got a backpack full of stuff.
Yeah, no, 100. And if you come up with kind of basic adventuring equipment within reason, later you'll just be like, oh, do I have this? And I'll be like, yeah, probably. So things that come in sort of in basic adventurers packs and things maybe slightly beyond that. So you're all pretty set out, and you leave, and smoke is billowing through the cracks in the windows, and Guards start running over with buckets of water, just yelling, "Cotton! Oh my God! Ah!" They all run in. He's like, "What?"
All right,
And yeah, y'all just kind of if there's not really a whole lot else here. You can walk past the caustic cauldron.
We all act casual.
Yeah, no, everyone's like, "Oh, look what I got!" Like showing off your new cloak and your bow.
we killed a child and an elderly man.
Kill him.
Yeah.
We just inconvenienced him.
Okay.
Inconvenience his lungs.
That much longer anyway.
As you guys are like approaching the caustic cauldron, you hear, "My house is on fire!" Just like calling down from the down the path. It's like and you see a cart kind of laden with goods. There's no like horse or mule or anything attached to it. And instead of like the mount that would like attach to like a rig on a pack animal, the two, and God, I'm really facing the limits of my knowledge here. The two like arms that extend from where you would like hitch a beast of burden. Yes, everyone's familiar with what I'm describing from the front of the cart.
Handles. I think they're called handles.
Yeah, cool. We're just gonna call them handles. Have like like rope like stitched through. It's like a hole in it and tied around and like tied off, so that like theoretically somebody could like wrap it and like pull it. You know what I mean? So there's like holes in the ends of the handles with like rope gone through, knotted at the end, like you would the end of a ship's rigging. And I mean, it's just like loose rope for you to like wrap or do what you want with, so that you can ideally pull it. So in it, there's some barrels, there's crates, there's heavier like reinforced crates. You have there's a clipboard attached to it that has like kind of like a wooden like peg to like pin a sheet of paper. It's like the way it's written out in lines. I think you all know like a manifest. You're intelligent enough like broadly.
Are we?
I would say so. There's a chance, but like largely you could conclude like this is a list of items that is on the card. If you don't even know the word manifest, it's likely right your list. And then there's two kind of big documents, rolled up and tied with a wax seal. If you guys open them, one looks to be a map of the region from where you are to the Solcardian College. The other is a copy of that document, identical as far as you can tell, with your signatures reproduced on it. You guys, it's various goods. None of the crates are too terrible. I'd say the cart itself is maybe 6 feet by like 8 feet. It's long, it's big, it's stacked. Two or three boxes high at a certain point, like lashed together. It looks very secure, but it's heavy. If I were to weigh this thing, I mean, it's a couple 100 pounds. It's something that a human being could theoretically pull, or a team of people, but I think they kind of sized up Calagon, and it's definitely within your ability.
Why the heck you got to a fucking cart? Everyone's getting a backpack.
Way more than can fit in 6 backpacks.
Then we're not taking it. I'm not a beast, Artie.
We
I
have
can
the
help you.
old Amex for Cogstein. Could we buy a horse?
Rent a mule.
Roll perception if you've seen any pack animals here.
I have a +3.
Yeah.
I don't know where that went.
Into the pit.
We can't do goats. I would feel bad.
Take a lot of goats.
+3, so 17.
A 17 perception. Yeah, I would say that.
Llama.
Oh, I'm so happy to give this to you guys. I really didn't think this was going to happen. The only sort of like pack animals that you've seen. They're not even, there's really none by the docks. It's sort of a short walk, and there's kind of like these like rollers where goods can be dragged and placed in the right location, and rope rigging for individuals to do it. The only place that you've seen horses so far is outside of the guardhouse.
I have a second idea before we can get to that.
Yeah.
You just befriended a very large, muscly creature. And by befriended, I mean fucked. Could we perhaps convince him to be our
I'd also
our
do
leader?
that. I would like to bring Toots to be our beast of burden and emergency muscle.
I'll say,
Emergency.
you want to pursue? Well, let's try one of these, and then I think these are good ideas, and I'll leave it up to the party. Which one of these ideas do you want to try and pursue first here?
No, Toots is nearby.
We have a good rapport with him.
Yeah, I would say, if anyone wants to roll insight on this, you can as well, or you can just like go for it.
I think the mule will go farther during the day because it won't be so active at night.
So much less fun.
Calagon.
Yes, stand down.
But maybe I'm wrong about that.
I said insight?
Yes, you roll insight.
I get it. So subtle.
That's a 7, so it does nothing for me.
Oh,
A 7,
also a 7.
a 7, anyone,
All right.
yeah, roll insight. Go for it.
Oh, 15.
15.
1. Wait,
Oh, with the modifier, hold on, sorry.
0.
And that one with a -1. And
I have a 16.
16. I would say, John, you're kind of running through the situation, and those horses by the guard station, they were just sort of in a pen. It would be easy
Yes, it would.
to nab one or two. Oberon,
Yes.
your heart sings.
Yes, it does.
Just broadly.
Farm!
That's why I'm a guard.
Toots would love nothing more than to come
Oh.
with you and do this favor for your party.
We will do it. We will get married if we have to. I will cheat on him multiple times, but we'll do it.
So unless your party wants to hold you back in any way, you can just like bolt right back into the caustic cauldron and go profess to Toots and ask them to come help you.
I will do that.
Great.
You rolled a 0.
You know,
On
I am-
insight.
I am not a smart goat, but I am good at romancing things.
I'm gonna be away from whatever Oberon is doing, I think.
Yeah, I think he just like bolts off like giddily, like, don't worry everybody, I've got this. And just boom, like go, and you go back. You get back into the caustic cauldron, you don't see Toots, so you'd have to like get back into the so you like knock on the door. Cool. John, do you want to go after them horses?
I'd love to go after them horses.
Go after
I
them
want
horses.
to wrangle them.
What's your plan here to get them?
Okay, so they're the guards' horses? They're just horses in a pen.
Ostensibly. They're in a pen next to the guard. You didn't spy a lock on it.
Mm.
And the guards are kind of dealing with a burning general store right now.
Okay. So I'm like, I announce to no one in particular, I'm going to see a man about a horse.
It finally happened.
Say that.
Yes.
Say it.
Momentous day.
I go right to the pen.
Mhm.
There are no men, so I don't have to see any of that.
I'd say you get down there, you see, kind of that team of like 5 guards, out of them, they're all in mourning, first of all. Lest you
do
forget.
they recognize me from that?
Well, I'll say this. I'm gonna roll kind of like a group perception check for them, just
Yeah.
to kind of see their awareness. You can also give me a stealth roll.
Can I
Okay.
be a distraction?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, let me before we get there, and you can do your stealth roll.
Yeah.
Before we get into the scene, right? A, they're all in mourning. B, out of kind of the 5 like teenage guards in this kind of like frontier outpost, right? two of them, I'm going to go with two of them, are kind of like by the shipyard, right? So they're past the Caustic Cauldron. You're in the opposite way down kind of by the town area. So you're dealing with two guards, because one of them's dead, who are trying to put out a fire, and their captain, Buck, like shouting orders ineffectually from like, instead of like helping, just like standing 20 feet back, like telling them like how to make a bucket line, right? But there's only like two of them, so they keep dousing water, and the other one goes back, and then they're not there to give the bucket, and it's just the general store is burning. So that's the situation, and so they're all facing one direction, and the guard kind of building is opposite that, so their backs are to you effectively. So first of all, give me a stealth roll.
Yeah, for sure. Wheel.
If we distract, can John have advantage?
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, depending on what you do, I'll either lower the kind of DC you need to beat, or I'll give you advantage. What is, you rolled a 2 on the die?
Well, I roll, it's 5 on the die, so I have a 7.
5 on the die, 7. Okay.
Yeah.
So depending on what you guys do, it's either going to lower the DC or give advantage.
Okay, well,
Mm-hmm.
I go up to them.
Mm-hmm.
I say, you seem to be having a rough time in your life right now. I can sense a lot of sadness. Have you considered the word of our Lord, the Vagabond God?
And I am going to use thaumaturgy
Yeah.
and be the voice of that god.
No, that's a con. Okay. So really important here. Do you like specifically approach two of the guards? Do you approach the captain? Do you like face them so their backs stay to John? Or do you kind of like creep up to the side of them? Let's be very deliberate here.
Okay, so I waddle up in front of them so that their backs are still to John.
Next to the burning building.
Yes. Obviously, they're going through something.
Yeah.
They need me now more than ever.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to the guards.
To the guards
Yes.
specifically. Okay. So I'm gonna have them make a wisdom save to see how they, distract you, or the shouting commands of the captain to like get out, let go. Don't you see we're doing something? So their wisdom saving throw is a 9, and they're military.
Aren't they 17?
Yeah, they're 17 and they're military. Their wisdom is not.
Name one wise 17-year-old.
Yeah, and it's a 9 on the die. The captain isn't a whole lot better. So they get confused. They're looking at you. They're getting distracted. They are tripping up amongst themselves. I like to picture you just kind of really getting up to them and talking to them as they're moving in and out of the building. Yeah, right. You're holding on to their pant leg and let me tell you. And so you're just making it they're trying to shake you off. The guard comes at a certain point, tries to grab you. And,
Get him in there too. I'm also dressing him now.
Yeah, and so you're just engaging with him fully. So it's bad. So I'm gonna say roll with advantage.
Perfect.
Roll with advantage. This is really and your thaumaturgy, are you trying to hide, or are you just fucking with them?
Well, so
Yeah.
I am probably standing far enough away that if I'm moving my mouth, I'm not sure how much it matters, because then it an echoing voice. Voice booms 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute, and I think there's a multiple actions or because when we did combat, I think you gave me 10 times to speak.
Yeah.
So I guess I can talk 10 times a minute.
Something
loosely.
So, it's a loose sort of thing.
Just hear my prophet. I don't know much of the vagabond go because I have not talked that much to Kels about Kels.
So if I'm getting the booming thaumaturgy voice is hype manning the
it is pretending to be God itself. That, hey, listen to God. I am God.
Yeah. So you're doing just a terrible job.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm doing my best.
You're doing your best.
And the building is on fire, and I'm about to claim responsibility
But it's
for
very
that.
it's very flat. You're like, yes, and I'm God.
Yes.
Listen to them.
The man of this building is a sinner, and so he's been smited. Listen now to my words and the words of my prophet.
So yeah, the captain's like looking around for you. Yeah, so go ahead, roll with advantage.
Right. 17.
17. Cool. So I'll say with what they have going on, you can you're like addressing the situation, right? Kind of like this. You're seeing the patterns, right? And gate is totally unlocked. It's just latched. And so you can sneak in. I would say with all of this going on, you have the time to like go and kind of inspect the horses. There's, we can say there's like 3 of them in here. There's God, my fiance would kill me because she was an equestrian and I can't, like, all of my horse knowledge is like gone.
It's a weird name for a horse.
Yeah. That's one of them, like that whole string of syllables I strung together. They're all pretty good. But you have time to like see each one and check them out, and you take the best one that you can find.
Well, actually, so John's something of an equestrian himself.
Okay.
By the way.
Yeah.
And he can, he doesn't need a saddle or anything.
Yeah.
He ride a horse bareback. And he's also able to ride 2 horses at once. So he can stand, it's true. He can stand one leg on one horse, the other leg on another horse, and he will grab their reins in his hand.
Like
what's
Van
Damme score?
It is great. I'm sure it's really good.
Yeah.
Where do I find that?
So that'll be one of your skills. Is
Those are my
animal
skills.
handling. Yeah, like persuasion.
I think I do have that.
Should be
Right.
like at the top of one of these.
Yeah,
lists.
I have animal handling.
Okay, and do you have proficiency in it?
Yeah.
And is animal handling
I think
wisdom?
so. It's wisdom, yeah.
Wisdom. So it'll be that bubbles filled in.
The bubble filled in. Yep.
Bubbles filled in. So you would add. What's your wisdom score?
1.
1, and your proficiency bonus is
2.
2. So you would add a 3 to any roll that you make. Okay. So John claims
To do some fancy tricks.
Okay.
Yep.
So you have
Do a
3
kickflip.
horses. They're very distracted. You have the opportunity to run whatever you want to run here. You're going to make an animal handling check.
Yep.
And what you want to do, if you want to do that stunt, I will give you a DC.
Okay.
That you need to roll or beat. So you want to take 2 horses,
Yes.
1 foot on either, riding both of them, and take that back to the cart, presumably.
Yes.
Okay. That is a.
How tall is John? Like, I feel like you need pretty long legs to do that.
I have like hair legs.
Hyper flexible.
I'm very flexible.
I'm taking the full Van Damme splits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
Honestly, that sounds like, because that's not impossible, right?
Mhm.
Like that is a feat human beings could do with trained animals, right? It's possible. It's not like a godlike or superhuman ability, but I'm gonna set the DC at 23.
Okay.
Buddy,
I think it's 23. I think it is well beyond what any normal or proficient person in animal handling could do. Now, if you have a acrobatics score that's higher than your animal handling, I would let you roll this with acrobatics to try to hit or beat this 23.
Acrobatics isn't one of my proficiency
Okay.
situations.
You're a
And
rabbit.
what's your
I know,
modifier?
weirdly.
Or with your dex,
Dex modifier
right? Yeah.
is 2.
2. Okay, so you would be better at animal handling.
Yep.
So with a 23 and a modifier of 3, you would need you would roll with advantage, but you would need a nat 20 to succeed without any downsides.
Okay.
Can we help in any way?
Now you can modify this plan because these are, I give you the DC and me giving you the DC is your character like understanding how difficult this would be. Now, if this is something John believes he can do, right? If this is something John said he can do to a lot of people, right? Now is the moment of like introspection of like, what do I want to do here?
Oh, I talked a lot of shit, John.
Yeah, John doesn't introspect much.
Cool.
I love that.
He's not a very thoughtful guy.
Big same.
We wish you the
Yeah, thank you. Juniper.
Circle for John.
So,
Oh, you are a god.
Yeah.
so I want you to know every degree of 5 that you fall below the DC is going to be a major downside. Okay.
Okay.
So if you hit 5 below, 10 below, I'm going to start tacking on these like
Problems for
major consequences instead of just like.
And I
slight
just
ones.
wanted to do a fun trick. Okay.
Your party is working to give you a really golden opportunity.
Yeah.
So John's dead.
Right.
Right, yeah.
No.
And in that one, you're trampled, and you have to
The
go.
horses.
You prepared a backup character, right? You trampled by horses. What a way to go.
Can we make our way down to John? Just to
No, it's like been a minute. You
Okay.
hear the thaumaturgy. You guys are like looking at your watches. It's been like 5 minutes, and nothing has happened.
Okay. I'm
just staring.
I'm staring at the horses, like obsessing over whether I should do this while all of this is happening. Looking at the
To
horses.
go eyeball how this project is going.
It's
Just,
yeah.
just from
Yeah, if you
Round
walk
the
down
corner
past
and-
the cauldron and kind of like look down back them, you see Kels like clinging on to the guards. The captain trying to like pull her off like by the shoulders, and she's just like got her like claws dug in.
face hugger.
You from your vantage point, you see like Yev behind a tree, like thaumaturging towards the ground, so they can't tell where it's coming from. And then you see John just like standing in the horse pen, like looking up at creatures that are like 3 feet taller, like
Just
ears kind of down, like trying to figure out what to do here.
Is there any? Is there a lumber mill nearby, or any?
Is there a
spare
lumber-
planks of wood? Anything like that?
Wood.
Yeah.
The cauldron keeps a big pile of firewood, like split
I
logs.
get like a nice long 4x4, 2x4,
Um,
5-6 foot long.
Yeah, I mean it's a shipping yard. I would say it wouldn't be hard to find some spare lumber lying around. Yeah.
We won't tie the bridles together.
Well,
it's so important that I do it this way. Yeah.
It's important to your character. I understand.
It's really significant to me.
we're
we can-
committed at this point. I wanna,
Yeah, we gotta commit to the
I'm gonna come down to the 2x4 and the rope I just got at the general store, and I see him staring into his own potential future with dread. I get that.
Reflecting
So-
back in the eyes of horse.
Yeah.
I'm going to come by with the 2x4 and the rope and step over to the livery and grab some of the leather straps and other accessories that go with a saddle.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to hitch up the 2x4 between these two horses, and we're going to tie John to the center of it.
incredible. In like a good way?
It's not
Like
like
in a
it's not. No. Yeah, you're on your speed rope.
like
Sure.
I just
Like it's
You've got
so
a
it's
seatbelt.
two animals,
Yeah.
the board laid between them.
That's
It'll
very cute.
almost be like a pseudo chariot.
Look, I'm leaving you plenty of latitude to fuck this up, but no opportunity for you to fall beneath the horses. And be
I'm
crushed.
gonna
Yeah.
lower the DC by 5 points here and bring it down to 18.
Okay.
Okay. So
What's your
roll with
DC called
advantage, animal handling
Not my
check.
Oh, you're DM.
Yeah.
Can I? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do any good.
Okay, gotcha.
I would start running.
I have no proficiency in animal handling, but I got a +2 wisdom.
You already have
With,
advantage.
like,
Yeah.
MacGyvering than it does with animal handling, even.
What's that?
I think it's more with, like, MacGyvering than, like,
Yeah.
actually animals. And just, like,
And I'm not
tying
gonna make
those
you
things
roll a
together.
sleight of hand.
This is
There's
insane. I'm
chaos
just
over
trying to
there.
give him a parachute. You know.
So yeah, no sleight of hand. There's chaos. You guys have like 15 uninterrupted minutes.
I mean, thank you guys for all the time for the planning to time.
To-
And
to rig
I
this
spent
up.
this entire. Oh, we're rigging it up. Okay.
Yeah. So this whole thing
I've
is
spent
rigged
like
up.
10
and
of
everything.
those minutes
Yeah.
staring at the horses, and it takes 5 to just rig it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Calagon asked John if he's any good at nautical knots or special
Oh.
knot tying.
Absolutely not. No.
We're going to tie this knot
Okay.
and just there's any outcome where you need to untie it, let's keep it simple.
It's good.
Vagabond, go ahead and take the
Make a roll.
reins.
I'm gonna give you the roll.
Roll with advantage. First number
12.
12.
Not enough.
So a 15.
Yeah.
Give me a second roll. Give me a second roll.
Needs to
Rowan,
be
the
good.
DC is 18.
15.
15 is your highest. Okay. John, you
Yes.
have, with the utmost confidence, a single springing leap. You hop up, land on this board. All the illusions of grandeur that you built up in your head flood to your mind. You whip out the bridle and the horses, whinny and take off. Now, how good is John at riding a horse?
John's an equestrian. Like, John
is an
has some
equestrian.
skill.
So you can kind of navigate. Yeah. Have you ever driven kind of a bigger? I mean, and you guys have some sort of technology where you come from. So animal and like chariot travel is a little like less common. Have you ever driven a chariot before? Like, total honesty.
John is able to drive a chariot if he's sitting on 2 large boxes.
Yeah. Because he's just a little guy.
He's a little guy.
Yeah.
And
But you're standing. You've got
Yeah.
the distance.
he's got he passed the test. He's got a
That's
license.
the license. Okay,
License.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any licenses that I should know about? Okay, good.
The chariot.
Yeah.
Some as
To kill, to be killed.
Well, I have business licenses from my family.
Okay.
I
Right.
went to business school.
Yes, you did. Yeah. So you but this isn't. This is Calagon's chariot. It's. So the ropes are loose and there's not like the full kind of like rigging there. So the kind of like abstraction of making a move on the reins and then an animal responding to that is different than what you're used to, right? It's almost like driving stick for the first time. It's like, no, I get it, but like the subtleties like aren't there, right?
Yeah.
So, things are either moving a little too quickly or a little too slow as these two horses run parallel with each other, which also they've not been trained to do. So you definitely, as you go, take out the gate. Instead of going down like the close side of the trail in the Caustic Cauldron, you go through the courtyard down the other side. Calagon, do you chase after?
Say, well, that is not the route I would have taken, but
Yeah.
I'm going to try to maybe cut him off, cut this way, and catch up or stay with him.
Yeah,
See
and
what
do you
it's like.
shift to do this at all?
Is anybody around?
No one's looking at you.
Okay, I'll shift into a horse, very similar to these. I will run alongside them.
Yeah.
I will cast animal friendship on
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
and I will, don't drop it. We have lots of really good
John
sweet
can
meat.
John can do amazing,
These-
sick animal tricks as long as
intelligent
Calagon is also an animal and casting spells on other animals.
Yeah.
And that's how.
So
John
they're also
works.
saying I'm
charmed.
like a really elaborate enabler.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happy
So
to be that.
you're like, oh shit, and you like horse take off, and like as you're like, hey guys, they're like, yo, what the fuck is happening?
Just go with it. Just go with it.
Go with it. I don't know where we're going, man. Like, I don't know.
Do you guys like goats? Like,
They're like running the
do you know any
for a
goats or
minute.
cats? This way.
I don't. Yeah, cats kind of keep the rats away from us.
cat.
We have a giant sack of oats and a ton of shit to carry. Please, let's join our group.
Roll a straight persuasion on these horses to kind of call. It's not going to be animal handling here with your talk with animals. Yeah, it's going to be persuasion.
More charismatic than a horse.
Nope, I'm pretty rotten at persuasion.
In the meantime, I'm cutting up
10.
apples.
Yeah, you're just like having a snack with what the fuck
How's
is
that? Bonus to persuasion.
Right,
Horse
that's
fucks love
So what'd you roll?
flat 10.
Flat 10.
Yeah.
And they're like stressed out. They're like wide eyed, but they come around the corner and you're just like,
Do some
they
clicking.
see, like holding apples. They're like,
Do I see this?
all right, man. All right, maybe we can make a deal here. All right.
I tell him that old lady's got apples.
And they just and John, you're just like being
Yeah, but I'm like really confident.
The ringmaster.
And so they're talking.
John.
You see some
John
like
T.
looking
Travolta.
news from like the shipyard, like kind of like looking at the cauldron as well. You guys get the horses over there, and when you get them, do you immediately start like tying them up to the cart?
I think so.
Okay.
I give him some apples.
Yeah.
The captain of the guard, while all this is happening, Buck, he lets go of Kels, turns and says, "My fucking horses!" and just like takes off after you guys, like full trips, face plants. Then Kels, you like walk over and like start pestering him now, like keeping him busy.
I am
Yeah,
still
you see
yammering.
everything
Give up
split.
your earthly possessions and wander the earth, spreading kindness.
Yeah, and like you know, like
One
it's
wrong-
time to go, and Kels, you're kind of like pawing at him while he's like face down in the dirt here, do you have the good sense to follow after a moment?
I give him a little pat on his head as he's face down in
Yep.
dirt, and I say, "See, this wouldn't have happened if you subscribed to the principles of the Church of the Wayward."
It's just like fully like sobbing, like the general store is like engulfed in flames.
We're gonna need to pick that up
Cotton
very
is
soon.
Cotton is outside going, my store. Oh, God.
Smiling.
It's turned into a neutral expression.
Oh, okay.
The store's full of potions and it's on fire.
Oh no, it's like explosions are going on.
How many other wild magic potions were there on that shelf?
Couldn't say. And he's just Buck is crying with the implications of everything that's happened since your arrival. And so the two of you meet, and I think you're all like, shit, like let's book it. And Cogston comes out as you all are kind of like taking off with the car, and she's like, "What the fuck? You guys had like you could have just asked for a horse." And then you all take off as just like, "You could have asked."
Wait, I'm still trying to get my boyfriend to come.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god. You see hide nor hair of Toots. You'd have to go up to the room. You're knocking on the door. Cogstein didn't give your message. If you have anything you would specifically like to do,
What did
but
she do with the patch of hair? She didn't give it to me the message.
you see it. Yeah. You look. You ask.
Yes.
Look, I delivered it, and Toots just didn't have anything to say. You have kind of a short conversation. She leaves you at the bar. Magnus, like your buddy, and like gives you a mug of ale. You sit there contemplating for a moment. Another moment passes. You hear the galloping of horses from the other side of the bar. It's time to leave your party. You hear everyone shouting and taking off, and you look at the ale. You look at the stairs. You set the mug down, hold back the tears, steady yourself, turn to leave, and you see your tied up in a little handkerchief sitting on top of an overfilled garbage can behind the bar.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna kill that woman. She is dead to me.
She's upstairs. Your party is leaving.
Okay, so realistically, my character would not care that my party is leaving.
Yeah.
However, I also don't want him to actually engage in murdering a Cockstein.
Yeah.
So I'm asking all of you to like, what?
Yeah, we
Just
roll up.
set this building on
Don't
fire.
see him
Too.
out
It's got a lot of alcohol.
You're getting ready to leave. You don't see him out front. Last you saw, he darted into the caustic cauldron.
Yeah, I kick open the door. Coxdong, where's my goat?
You hear no reply, but you see just like, holding just trying to like hold it together.
Yeah.
A shattered Oberon looking behind the bar.
Trying real hard not to cry.
Something's happened.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm telling you something.
You know what?
And
Something's happened to me.
I can see that you're in the middle of something, and if you come along and hop on a cart, we'll all catch each other up. And
There will be other men. There are so many men. The world is rife with men. Too
Wait,
many. Some
what
men say.
happened? What happened here? What is?
She didn't deliver my message, and I can't find my my big titty Bara like Goliath BF.
Oh my god, Romeo and Juliet!
He lives here.
I mean, presumably. I
Is
slept.
he upstairs?
I mean, it wouldn't. The door wouldn't open, so
Which door?
the one to his bedroom, I think.
Poke your head out the front.
Okay.
Tell him to go around the block once.
Okay.
I turn into a bear and I crash through that fucking door.
Yeah.
kidding.
So you go up the stairs, turn into a bear, break through the door.
Plow.
Yeah. With a 16 on the die, Toots through this like horrible like bear growls, the door comes down, crashes through your snarling, you look around, and you hear, oh, what? Just like barely breaking through the stupor of sleep.
Oberon,
Yes.
stand, deliver.
We're married now, and you're coming with me.
What?
We are. Where are we going, guys? Like,
How
Where-
big is
where are we
Toots of a person?
They're large. I would say 6.5, 7'3", somewhere in that range.
Toots, pick him up, please.
Like fireman carries you.
Okay. Giant bear gets under Toots, and we run back down the hall.
kidnapping. Love it. Best way to have a husband.
So because the creature is like not like they're gonna have a strength resist. Okay.
Does he fight it?
Because they're not a great. I would say they're not fighting it, but they're not on board.
consensual kidnapping.
Right.
No,
If he comes
you're-
along,
specifically, I would say not on board in any way. But Toots did roll a nat 1.
Oh.
So we're married, is what you're saying.
So they scoop you up, Oberon.
That's how I
Fireman
got
carry your they're kind of like rippling like brick wall muscles, right? Just like solid mass, like rock, soften the moment they hold you in his arms, and then you in bear form like try to communicate. It's all bear growls, right?
Yeah.
But the message gets through, and Toots is like, I know what I must do for romance. And, hops on your back, and somehow you make it through kind of a narrow staircase.
probably
Out
hitting
the
his head
door.
on the way down.
Cogston opens at the end. What the fuck? God damn it! And you all take off.
Goodbye, codpiece. We go up.
Yeah. So long, Condoleezza Rice.
Where is the cart? I listen.
Yeah, you do a lap, and so you guys are coming around. If anyone's on the cart, on the horses, the four of you, cart comes around the corner dramatically as the bear with Toots holding Oberon comes barreling out the door of the Costa Cauldron, kick the door off its hinges, and all of you at pace just take off down the path.
Am I
Away.
still steering on the jerry rig?
If you want to be,
I
yeah.
would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So
full-
you're steering the cart.
Yeah.
Kels, Gev, and Juniper. I mean, there's a space where you could kind of like sit on a crate back there. It's not like super comfy, and they're kind of moving pretty quickly. But if you like hold on to the rigging, holding it together, you can hitch a ride. You can try to like stand on the edge of the cart.
I'm dropping them off, like getting up next to the cart and like, hey, fuck, get up.
Yeah. So it's almost like being like holding on the best you like. This is a cart that's meant for you to walk alongside, but you guys are making an exit. So
comfort is unfortunately. I am kept happy by the knowledge that I burned that man's shop down.
yeah, no,
All my
the
other needs
flames
have been
peek
met.
over the tree line, and you're like,
Look at that little girl picture in front of the house.
yes, no, precisely. You're watching your handiwork as you all leave the town, yeah, you all take off. It's moving pretty quickly. I'd say they have a little bit of a head start, right? And you've got quite a load on your back, so it takes
I drop them
a few minutes.
Once we're with the cart, I drop
You get
them,
some
shift back to
foods.
normal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we
Jolly
exit
outside.
together. I'm like, see, that's why I'm not pulling the cart.
I'd say that's maybe
something undignified.
maybe a quarter mile away
No,
from
first, this
the
table
entrance of
dignity.
the town.
As we're leaving,
Yeah.
Codpiece outside,
Codpiece is
watching us leave.
Got a couple
I
of
would say that she's like, running out the exit again, shouting after you guys, like, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? You could have just asked for horses!"
so
Like,
many
As
questions.
Yes.
we're riding off into the sunset, I yell, "We're gonna do such a great job! Don't you worry!"
What are we doing again?
I don't know.
yeah.
No,
And with that, you guys kind of slow to I think you keep up the pace for a little bit. Just John like smiling like ear to ear.
So happy.
But after a little while, the cart kind of slows a bit. You all kind of hop off and walk alongside, and you've got a couple mile lead here that you've been running, and you move at more of a normal pace, bust out the map, and make your way.
Perfect.
You didn't
What
make
about
it
now?
easy.
What-
You didn't
I mean, it
make
worked out.
it easy.
We made it fun.
Made it memorable,
Yeah.
and
We left
that's
our mark,
content, baby.
we left our mark on that town.
Yeah.
Very literally left our mark.
Several, half a dozen marks.
Only one casualty, so pretty good for us.
He fell on
Yeah.
his sword. Literally.
Yeah. That was all him.
I was there.
Well, that's an episode. If you enjoyed that, come back. Every Tuesday, new episodes of Greater Shores. If you're watching this in the future, you know how YouTube works. Figure it out. You got this far. Jeez,
They're in the
don't
future.
ask me.
You know things.
And if you're in the present, every other Thursday, I think we have another 2 episodes of All Guts No Glory. So we've got some exciting conclusions.
Oh yeah.
To the content, and there will be a special episode of a one shot for SalukiCon. So that'll be, if this is in the future, that'll be in this playlist. Watch that. You'll see some of us. You'll see other people. It'll be fun. And if you're way in the future and there's other series and you have the good faith to go back and watch this, thank you. You're a real fucking mensch. But watch those series too, and tell everybody they're doing a rad job, because I know they will be.
Wow.
Yeah. Does anyone else want to say anything?
I got a fucking bow.
Got a fucking bow.
Got a fucking.
Got a fucking bow. Got a fucking man. Yeah.
Smash the like button like it's a bar hand you just got.
Yeah. Cool. Well, if you're watching this far, I love you. Let's get married on bareback.
Hey.
How about
Interpret that as you wish.
how about a parting round of applause for Master Matt Gordon?
Did I do something good?
I heard you got a master's degree and we have to call you Master.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. No, I like that.
I really signed the paperwork for it.
It's official.
It happened.
Yeah, I
Certified.
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
terminal.
Congrats.
Terminal. Yay. No, there's something there. There's some branding there that I'm gonna use. Cool.
Master Gordon.
Well, later, everybody. Thank you for watching this far. I love you deeply and personally. Don't forget that.